Sometimes we are routinized because of hurts, because of rejection that's taken place. I don't know about the culture today. I see quite a few young people here, and maybe you guys can help me. Some of you young. There's no old people in this church. There's young, younger, youngest. So you youngest people can tell some of us young people, how is it done? Huh? When I was growing up, we were taught that it's a guy that has to approach a girl and ask a girl out for a date. Huh? So the youngest people, please confirm whether it's true. Let me tell you, folks, it takes a lot of courage, man. It takes a lot of courage from a 14-year-old boy to go up to a girl and says, would you go on a date with me? I mean, he sees this beautiful looking girl, and in his mind, this is the woman of my dream. And he goes up to her and he asks her, would you go out with me? And she said no. Massive rejection. Massive. The impact is tremendous. And now, at 16 years old, upon graduation, before he goes in Singapore at 16 years old, then you go to secondary. Whereas here, you guys, whatever age you go into high school. Now you go for your prom. Now it takes a lot more courage because he experienced rejection for the first time. And now it's flashback. Huh? There's flashback. And now he's looking, I'm going to ask her to go for prom night. And he takes up and builds courage. He pumps up the air of courage and he walks on air to her and says, can you be my prom date? And she says, no. I mean, he's wounded, man. Second time. And then he goes to the prom alone. And guess what he saw? She is out with his best friend. I mean, that's a killer blow, isn't it? Devastation. Devastation. Massive devastation. So he digs into the book to become a bookworm. And makes it out on graduation at a university with all of the great honors. And so he began to look for a job, and he found an advertisement of a dream career, and he says, this could be my dream job. And because he thought he has all the accolades and achievement, he sends his resume out, only to receive a letter of, I'm sorry, you're not qualified. Life realities. I tell you what happened to the folks like this. Every time they get rejected, and every time they get hurt by life realities, you cannot see the nuances of a new day. You can shout, accelerate as much as you want, but this guy is boxed in. He begins to retreat. And for the sake of self-survival, because of the resilience of humanity, somehow our coping device does it wrongly. Our coping device says retreat and build more walls, so that you protect yourself. So now you protect yourself. So he doesn't date. He protects himself, so, he doesn't go for the top job. He goes for something much lower, and then he waits for the promotion, but never did come. And you build more walls. Sometimes not only are we routinized by the daily routines, but there's a drag routinization. Remember, there's a drag. In order to take off, the aircraft cannot have any drag. If there's a drag, the plane will crash. See, when you think of acceleration, you got to think of a plane that's taking off. There must be a lift in acceleration. But where there's a drag, no matter how you accelerate, the drag holds you back. Do you know that flying is a dangerous sport? Do you know that when your pastors fly or when you guys fly, it's a thing of faith? Yeah, whenever I fly, I always write to my wife and my kids, I love you guys. I want them to know I love you because, I learned in aviation history through the International Civil Aviation Organization, we call it ICAO. We learn through ICAO as we go through documents of air crashes. A lot of people think that it's the moment when a plane When a plane is landing, that's the most dangerous time. No. Let me submit to you, it's not just that. It is when it's taking off. Do you realize that when a plane is taking off, the runway is just that much? And if the plane accelerates and there's a lot of drag, do you know that the plane can lift? And very soon, the runway strip is going to end. And for some countries, when you finish the end of the runway, you go into a swamp. Yeah. For some, when you end the runway, you are hitting the foot of a hill. It's one of the most dangerous things. So we learn that there must be enough lift. But if there are drag, then the plane can't lift. And that becomes very dangerous. And just in the same way in our life, because of all the pains and all the hurts and all the rejections and all of the bad stuff that happens to good people, and sometimes we don't understand why. It causes us to hold back. It causes us to build more walls to protect ourselves, but that's wrong. And as a result, we are creating drag. We are creating weight.